Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty in the Frizz. My name is Kara. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another one today. This is one of the rare moments where something has been delivered and I've been able to just drop what I was doing and record. So if you want to play with Pat McGrath's Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community because I would love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So I was outside pulling some weeds, being an adult, and it's very dreary out today and it's not sunny. So I was like, this is a perfect day to do some yard work. But I did have the notification that the mothership was going to be landing today. So when I saw the UPS truck like a couple houses down, I just stopped and was like waiting, and then he came around. I was like, okay, because I was not trying to get the okie doke. Anyway, so I was like, I need to pull these weeds, but no, I was like, I gotta play with this palette. So I did a little reel, did some swatches and posted them right away. I know that this palette for me, I was really on the fence about getting it at launch because I had a whole idea of what I wanted Mama Pat to do for her 10th mothership. I wanted this red carpet with merch and something. I don't know what I wanted, but this wasn't what I was expecting. However, as I have said from the beginning, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. It might not have been what I would have done for the Mothership 10, but I'm not Mama Pat. I'm not Pat McGrath. So I am going to get into her vision today. I'm really excited. We're going to do lid swatches. I think a lot of people just haven't seen real swatches at this point. And it's hard to tell with the swatches on her website with all the sparklies and everything. Everything looks so glamorous. Now I knew it was gonna be pretty in real life, but you know, we want to see some real swatches. So that's what we're gonna do: the lid swatches, arm swatches, lid swatches, and maybe just a couple looks, and then I can come back and play with this. But let's go ahead and get into it. This is Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction, and it comes with the standard packaging with my girl on the front. And she's got her little sequins in the eyes and her inner corner and the sequin lips. And I think it's beautiful. You also see it has the X here for the 10th mothership. Now this palette was $128, so her motherships have gone up $3. They were $125. And what else was I gonna say? 18-month shelf life and made in Italy. So yeah, really excited about this palette. And after swatching, and I've already swatched it once, it is gorgeous. So when you open up the mothership, of course, we have our black lacquered packaging, and this had a protective covering that I removed, and now I have fingerprints all over it because I'm breaking this bad boy in, okay? And then you have just the information on the back as per usual. She also has the card with all of the shade names, as you can see them here. And I think the last mothership, the Utopian Dream, was the one where she started to have the white circles rather than the gold ones. I know that's a very small detail that most people probably don't care about, but just want to let you know everything. All right, let's look at this palette up close. Now I have swatched it already, so it's not totally pristine, but it still looks pretty good. And that is what she looks like. Now, honestly, the Pat McGrath palettes, I think they look so much prettier in person than what you see online. I don't know what you can do to these palettes to actually make them appear the same way that they look in person online, or, you know, when you look on social media and stuff like that. I just think, no, even if I don't like the color story as much, like this might not be my favorite color story, but what I saw like in the reels and stuff when she was, you know, had the models and was doing the makeup does not compare to what it looks like in my hand. It is beautiful. Now, the one thing that I do want to share and go into the formulas a little bit, but these 4 special shades at the end, usually like in her other palettes, let me grab, I have Midnight Sun sitting right here because I was actually comparing that to the new Isamaya Beauty palette. So let me grab that. The special shades are a different formulation in the previous motherships, and they almost are, some of them are a bit raised. So let's see, so there's Midnight Sun. Like these four, they are kind of, I don't know, raised might not be the word that I'm looking for, but the texture of these are different. And I know some people may know a bit more about the different formulas. Like I know she has some that are baked and things like that. But these are different. These are different, and that really makes this Mothership palette a bit unique. Anyway, let's get into the arm swatches, and then we'll get into the lid swatches. I'm gonna tell you about each shade and the description. And matter of fact, we're gonna read the description of Moonlit Seduction, because let me tell you something. One thing that Mama Pat does is she does a description, honey, okay? The descriptions are real. Here we go. Close your eyes and imagine. Dance the night away in a decadent, dazzling, and discopulent array of hedonistic hues, inspired by sensually starlit seductions under the mesmerizing moon. Nocturnal neutrals inspire glamorous structure in 10 warmly wearable shades with unprecedented single-stroke intensity. Regal, romantic, and rebellious, this intoxicating collection of next-generation formulas features smoky mattes, alluring astrals, multi-metallics, and a sextatic duochrome. Yes! Silky smooth textures glide effortlessly onto the lids, offering beautiful blendability with buildable, multi-dimensional brilliance. Fet the fantasy. Define the dance floor and dominate the day in modern news that inspires endless eye looks with divine dimension. What can you say? So this palette contains multi-dimensional astrals, shade-shifting duochrome, rich metals, structure-shaping essentials, creamy blendable textures, and they can be used wet or dry. So also on her website, she has under the recommended use tab 3 different looks that you can create: a cool look, a warm look, and a wearable editorial look. So that's also something to note here. All right, y'all, now we can get into the swatches. First, we have Sex Tints Glow, which is a soft beige shimmer. Extreme Nocturne, a brown taupe matte. Rosewood Romantique, a rose sienna matte. Bronze Devotion, a gleaming golden bronze. Platinum Dusk, a sparkling metallic anthracite. Plum Cabaret, a neutral plum matte. VR Sextasy, vermilion with blue shift. I will turn down the exposure after I'm done with the arm swatches. I know it gets a little bit washed out, so I will do that. So there's VR Sextasy. Blitz Venus, sparkling rose quartz. Astral Gold Lust, sparkling golden champagne. Astral Lilac Aura, a sparkling platinum lilac. And here is the Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction. I'm gonna zoom in a little. And now I'm gonna turn down the exposure. All right, and this is what it looks like to me as I'm looking at it now. So I think this is a good exposure for you to see the swatches. Let me know what you think about this color story, you guys. So you all definitely have to let me know what you think about this color story. Again, for me, I was a bit disappointed when I first saw the palette just because I had a different vision, but this color story is beautiful. I can tell you I 100% enjoy this more than Utopian Dream, which was Mothership 9. And I'm gonna enjoy this more than Divine Rose, which was Mothership 7, I believe. I think this is gonna be a good one. And it is a mix to me of everyday meets runway, you know? So let's get these shades on the eyes so we can see. I also think that in reality, it's a lot less pink than when I saw it in the promos. So it's a lot cooler, and I really like the feel of all of the shimmers. And the one thing that I really do like about these is that even though they can be toppers, they definitely stand on their own, and they don't have that kind of crumbly feeling that some of these have, like this one right here. It's just a different texture, and these are beautiful too, but I think I like this formula better. I don't know if this is something that she's going to continue doing, or you know, is she going to go back to the original formula? I have no idea. I don't know. I'm just along for the ride. So let me stop talking and get into this. Now, I don't know about the fallout with these shades, so that's why I don't have any makeup on. So what I'm wearing right now is just my Natasha Denona Hydrating, like that glowy kind of primer. And then I do have on a Pat McGrath lip gloss in the shade Flesh Fantasy. Just figured that wouldn't throw off the look too much. And I do have primer, so I'm thinking I am going to use primer. And I do have Mayron Mixing Medium. I do not own the Intensifies eye wand, but I know with a lot of her looks, she does use that a lot. So I was thinking about maybe just applying the shimmers using wetting my brush with the Mayron. So thought that'd be kind of accurate with how I really use my shadows. All right, you guys. So I think the way I want to do this is I want to do the mattes first, and I'm going to actually go a bit out of order. I would like to I'm going to do Rose Romantique and Plum Cabaret side by side. These are the two closest shades in the palette, so I think that would be good to see them side by side and see how they look on the eye, especially like if you wanted to do like a one and done look. I'm into that now, apparently. I have a BK Beauty 202 brush. That's one that I usually use first. So let's start with Rose Romantique. I'm just gonna place that all over the eyelid, and we'll see. And I feel like in her description, she said they were warm, but to me, this palette is cool. Let me know what you all think. So there's Rose Romantique. So, you know, I don't know, let me make sure this brush is clean, because I'm like, this looks kind of deep. Like I could use this for a smoke shade. Yeah, this really leans cool to me, and it's deep, y'all. See, this doesn't scream pink. So see, I'm glad I'm doing this. Now I'm gonna take the same brush, I'm just wiping it off a little bit, and I'm gonna go into Plum Cabaret. These are looking a bit similar. All right, I can barely tell the difference. I'm like, was my brush not clean? I might do Rose Romantique one more time, y'all, because we have to be sure. We need to do it again for accuracy. I will say I like both of these shades though, but they are close. And we're gonna take this off and do it again, because we need to be sure. Like 128, we can't be, So let's see. All right. I'm gonna grab a different brush just in case. It is time for me to wash brushes though, we'll say that. All right, let's take another brush and go into Rose Romantique. Oh, and then I'm gonna have to get Marky off the bus. Okay, so maybe my brush was a little bit dirty, but not really. I think these look really close, right? And you can tell this has more of a rosy shade and this is more of a plummy shade. But I think what we can deduce, is that the word, from this is when you blend this one out, you're gonna get more of that pink there, because you can see it here at the top. And this one, you're gonna get more of a plum. But built up, like these look very close, right? Let me know what y'all think. So I'm glad I did that though. I mean, I can see the difference a little bit. But yeah, blending this out, you see how pink it gets. This is gonna just give you probably more plum. Okay, well, let's move on. Not spending all day here with these two mattes because nobody even cares about the mattes too much, really. All right, y'all, so now we're gonna go into Skin Tints Glow and Extreme Nocturne. And this one's like the Skin Show shade. I never use these with a mixing medium. It's funny, I don't even use the Skin Show shades too much. I usually use them as a brow highlight. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this brush from Bodyography Pro. It's like a good shader brush, but it's not super dense, because that's the kind of brush I would probably use. Let's see. I never put this one on my lid. It's usually an inner corner highlight or a brow bone highlight. But I guess you could use it on the lid. This one's not like my favorite texture for a lid shade. And that might just be me, but I'm just letting you know what I've done in the past with this shade. So you can see it does have some sheen there. It's like a satin. That's what I would kind of call this. No, it's a shimmer, because it's like a satin shimmer. How about that? That's what I would call that. All right, so there's that shade. And to me, this feels like the other ones for the most part. She always has this type of shade in the upper left-hand corner of the palette. But like I said, it's really great for that brow bone highlight right there and the inner corner highlight. And I'm taking a BK Beauty A503 brush and going into Extreme Nocturne. This is the deepest matte, deepest shade in the palette. I like this. This is like a cool tone brown. It almost looks like it has like a gray in it. So we have Skin Tints Glow and Extreme Nocturne. Let me show you from afar. So yeah, this is like super beautiful, super smoky. I love that. Ooh, yes, y'all. This is, like, you could just take this and use a shimmer, really, and be on your merry way. That's how I feel about it, because I'm into the ease lately. I'm into the soft life trend. Y'all know about that soft life, living a soft life? Just, how can I make my life easier? By using one eyeshadow shade. Oh, gosh. I'm feeling pretty good about this palette, like, just with these four. I really like the brown. That deep brown is, matter of fact, let me see. No, it's not this palette. It's not Midnight Sun. There's another palette. Oh, it's bronze. No, hold on, y'all, hold on. Now we got, I'm only doing this with Midnight Sun, y'all. I'm not doing a whole bunch of comparisons. Extreme Dusk, because I've done a lot of comparisons, but because it's right here. Extreme Dusk, and ooh, let's see. Oh, they're kind of different though, because this has like almost like a purpley gray in it, right? All right, the next shades are Bronze Devotion and Platinum Dusk. I will be using both of these with the Mayron Mixing Medium, which I do have linked in the description box. A lot of people ask me about this in the bottle. Oh, maybe I'll link the bottle too. I had the spray bottle here because I have a lot of essential oils, and I used to like make little room sprays and perfumes and stuff like that, and you store them in this type of bottle. So I just had this here, but these are also on Amazon, and I just put it in here so I could spray it because it just makes it easier. All right, let's go ahead into, what was this called? Bronze Devotion? Yeah. All right, I have this little shader brush from the brand MSQ, which is a very affordable brush brand on Amazon. I'll link that too, because those brushes are good, y'all. You don't have to pay a whole lot for brushes. All right, I'm gonna just give one spray. And I really feel like the spray you would need more for these special shades. Those are the flakier ones. I don't think I usually even spray her metallics, to be honest. They're good on their own. Ooh, I love this. Now this color, on richer skin, You ain't better tell me nothing. Because this is so pretty. Like, it is a beautiful bronze. And on me, I just feel like it looks okay. But oh no. Or if you have like fairer skin. But this is so close to my skin tone. But you know, depending on the matte that I use for the transition, you know, this will pop a little more. But yeah, it just looks kind of meh right here on me just because I don't have anything else with it. But this is another kind of metallic-y shimmer, kind of satiny, you know. It's really pretty shade. So that's Bronze Devotion. Now let's get into Platinum Dusk, which is a really high shine shimmer. I'm gonna just use the same brush and give that one a spray as well. I'm excited about this one. I'm excited about all of them. Yes. This is really pretty. Really pretty. Okay, Mama Pat. That's gorgeous. Hopefully this camera looks kind of blurry, but this is gorgeous. And honestly, I use a lot of these with my finger because look at that payoff with the finger application. I just was trying to use the brush because I wanted to see how the Mayron mixing medium impacted the shade. But that's Platinum Dusk, and I love that. All right, so we got Platinum Dusk and we have Bronze Devotion. Again, I think these are going to be very complementary to the mattes that are in this palette or any other mattes you choose to pull, because you might not want to use these mattes. And I'm thinking, you know, at first I was thinking I might be able to do blush with this, but this is way deeper than I thought. So let me stay on task. All right, you guys, we are getting into the shades we've all been waiting for. I'm gonna just swipe these on with a finger, y'all. We're gonna first start with VR Sextasy, and we'll do Blitz Venus. So it's these two. Yes. I'm sorry, I can't be piddling around with these brushes right now. Show you those on the fingers, and look at the beautiful duochrome. This really pretty. Now, you know, we've seen this duochrome before, not from Pat McGrath, but you know, a lot of indie. Oh, hold on, let me give y'all the close up. A lot of indie brands, you know, make these. Oh, this is gorgeous though. I'm sorry, it is. Oh, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna bring it up so we can really get into. We got to get into this one. Yes, this is pretty. But yeah, you know, if you buy indie makeup or indie makeup singles, you may, I don't know where I left off because my card was full. What I was saying was you don't really find a lot of these in the more mainstream palettes. So, and I would consider this a special shade. And just look at that shift. Oh, this reminds me of a shade in my Menagerie palette, the Indigo Ink palette. Oh my gosh, yes, it reminds me of that shade. That's exactly what it reminds me of. Ooh, y'all, let me see if I turn the light off. So you can see it's smooth, but it's really sparkly. And you can see that it looks like red burgundy here. And then you've got like that blue, that kind of, what is it, teal? I don't know. It's pretty though. Okay. Now we have Blitz Venus. I'm just gonna use what's on my finger first and then I'll grab some more. So here's Blitz Venus, and yeah, it is, this Blitz formula is different than the previous Blitz formula. So, and you see, I always thought that Blitz and Astral, I thought in VR, I thought that they referred to a formula. So not unless this is the new formula for it, I don't know. But like, for example, so you see Blitz Violet Orchid is a whole different formula. So I don't know if she's changing it because this is completely different. It's beautiful though. So here are those shades from a little further back. So I like that. And see, I think there are people who don't like extreme duochromes, like some of the ones that I have, you know, from like Divina and Cleona and Terra Moons. They're very extreme shifts. So I think for someone who is just getting into colors or wanting to experiment with like the duochrome eyeshadows and things like that, this is a good one. In Utopian Dream, she had the VR Sex Stream. I think that's a good one because in Divine Rose 2, she had VR Sextraterrestrial, and that shift was very evident, very sharp, like fuchsia or pink, you know, to green. I love that one in Divine Rose 2 because it just reminded me of like, you have the rose and then you have the stem, you know what I mean? But in Utopian Dream, VR Sex Stream was like, it was like a cousin, you know what I mean? It still kind of had the pink to green flip, but it just wasn't as harsh. I can see someone not liking VR Sextraterrestrial because sometimes when you do duochrome shades, I like the look, but I've heard people say it kind of makes the eye look kind of dirty, you know what I mean? It's grungy, you know? Now we had VR Sex Stream, which was almost the same shift as VR Sextraterrestrial, but the shift was a little more subtle and like the colors weren't as harsh. I'm hoping y'all understand what I'm saying. So I see the same thing happening with this VR Sextasy. It's like you have that almost like reddish shade to a bluish shade. I don't know what color she said in the description, but it's not drastic. Like the one I have from Menagerie is almost like black based and drastic, and I'm just thinking about different fan bases. Like everybody doesn't like the same thing, so this is like a happy medium, I think, and that might be what she's going for nowadays, you know, and that's okay. All right, we have 2 more shades left, and I could already tell you, like, I could see myself just with how I've been feeling about eyeshadow lately, just picking up this palette and throwing something together for work, and it's gonna be spectacular, but it's gonna be simple, and that might be what she's going for, y'all. So I just wanted some type of, I don't know what I wanted for Mothership 10. I just thought it was going to be this big unveiling, you know. I feel like there was more hype for Utopian Dream. And I think that's because like she showed us a lot of inspo, and I feel like the inspo lasted for weeks, where this was like a couple of days. So it just wasn't like that excitement. I had the excitement, but it wasn't, you know, the build up. And I also feel like, I will say this too while I'm doing this, this will save some time at the end, that her inspo really did match this palette. I can say that. And I didn't feel exactly the same about Utopian Dream. So it was more of a letdown for me. So when I did see the unveiling of this, I wasn't wowed, but I also wasn't shocked. And I prefer that. I'm cool with not being shocked, because that last one, y'all. All right, it's beautiful, but it just the promo was. So we have Astral Gold Lust and Astral Lilac Aura. So we're gonna do these last 2 shades here. Oh, there go UPS again. I don't have nothing coming on. I don't need to have anything else coming, you know what I'm saying? No. Oh, this is pretty though. You know she's gonna have a gold, but it's not a yellow gold. You know what I mean? It's not. So again, we have a beautiful golden sparkly shimmer. And again, I think it is hard to see how pretty this shimmer is. It might need it to be with the matte to kind of make it stand out. So it's very glowy, very beautiful. Let's do the last one, the Astral Lilac Aura. Just gonna leave the light off. Now again, these I think you can use as a transforming shade, but like I would wear this on its own. I like the sparkle in this shade, and it's lilac, but y'all, it's barely lilac. You know what I mean? It does have lilac in it, but it's very subtle. All right, so we have our last 2 shades here. And that's our Mothership palette, y'all. I would say that This palette feels very safe. I don't necessarily think safe is bad. I just think safe is safe, and that's how I feel. It feels safe. This could be an everyday palette for me. However, this could be an everyday palette for me as well, knowing me. But this is like something, what is the word I'm looking for? Ooh, trusty. This is a trusty palette. That's how I feel. So let me go ahead and get my base makeup on, and then I'll do a look and then give you just my first impression of this palette. I kind of was letting you know throughout the video, so I probably won't have too much to say at the end. But yeah, I'll get that together. We'll get this look going and then we'll wrap it up. All right, y'all, I am back and we are about to get into it. So let me tell you what I have on my face. I have on the Pat McGrath foundation in M15 and M17. I mix it because I probably need M16. I have on the Pat McGrath concealer in the shade M14. I have on the under eye blurring powder in yellow. I have on my Chanel oversized bronzing powder or sun kiss powder in the shade Sunbath. That's the deep one. For blush, I have on my go-to, which is Desert Orchid mixed with Nude Venus. And I think that's it. So yeah, y'all, my primer is by Glamlight. It's the icing primer in Classic Vanilla. I do have on Pat McGrath highlighter in the shade Divine Glow. That highlighter released with her blushes. So that's not one of the new ones. I did not purchase any of those. So let's just do a look. We're just gonna do one, and there will be more looks to come. I just wanna do a complete look and see what we think. So I am going to start with Rosewood Romantique, which is this one here. And I am using a brush from Bristles Beauty. This is the EO1 DL brush. So I'm just tapping off my brush. Now, a couple things I wanna mention. As I was prepping my face to do this look, because I was just taking a makeup remover wipe, and I had to use that because there was a lot of glitter all over my face. So it would probably be best to spray. They are very glittery. They're smooth, but they are sparkly and glittery, and I did have a fallout. Now, with that being said, I did not apply these shades with the neatest of applications, so I just wanted to share that though. So yeah, this is really beautiful. I love how deep this shade showed up on the lid when I just used it by itself. Very, very pretty. And you know, this shade is not, I don't think, special. You know, I think we have seen these mauvey shades in many a palette by Pat McGrath and others. I'm thinking about my Natasha Denona retro palette. You know, we have shades like this. I think I would have wanted just a regular, maybe like peanut butter brown. I think I would have wanted that. I would have enjoyed that in this palette versus these two mauve shades, because Plum Cabaret and this one Rose Romantique, they really have a bit of similarity to them. So it's just something to keep in mind. But I could deepen this up maybe a bit with the Plum Cabaret. I don't feel the need to do that though, because I feel like this shade has done what I needed to do, and it looks like, well, we've already seen it can build. I'm gonna take this 283 SE brush by MAC, and let's go into Platinum Dusk. Here's Platinum Dusk. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a spray. I'm gonna try to be careful with this so that, you know, I don't end up with a bunch of fallout. I'm just gonna go ahead and take that on the inner part of the lid. Love this shade a lot. And then I'm gonna follow that up with none other than the VR Sextasy. I'm gonna give that a spray too. A lot of this picks up on the brush just because of the texture. This almost reminds me of, is it Rose Fire Opal? Rose Fire Nectar? The one that's in the Voyeuristic Vixen. And it reminds me of like the Lavendering shade that she had in the Risque Rose. One of the holiday quads. Ooh, y'all, this shade is so nice though. And I almost wish that I didn't use Platinum Dusk, because I've been saying it a lot lately. When you want to use a shifty shade, sometimes it's just best to just use that shade, because when you use something else with it, sometimes it really minimizes just how beautiful the shifts are in the shades. So next time I will probably just pick one. I always still have the habit of wanting to try to use a whole bunch of shades, but I've been moving away from that, because I've just been finding so much beauty in just using, you know, 1 or 2 shades, or oops, maybe 3. So I love how this looks. Actually, I am definitely going to be smoking this out. So I'm going to be taking my BK Beauty A503 brush, and I'm going to be tapping into Extreme Nocturne. And I'm just going to start by tapping this on the outer corner and up in the crease, and then we'll just build. You can already see the smokiness there from that shade. And then I'll probably take a smaller brush and go up in the crease a little more. I'm just going to try to blend this out, and it just gives the look just a little more coolness.
I know it's been a while, haven't talked since July. You've been on my mind, don't hang up. I know it's been so.
I'm gonna take a Sonia G Mini Booster into Extreme Nocturne and just go in the crease just a little bit. I didn't put much on the brush, but I do want to bring that over a bit and give it more of a smoky vibe. All right, here's what we're working with so far. I'm going in with my Rephr 26. Yes. Let's go into Plum Cabaret right here on the lower lash line. And then I'm gonna go into Skin Tints Glow. I'm calling it Skintastic. I'm going into Skintastic with my Rephr 26. Again, we're gonna go ahead and put this as an inner corner. It's not real blingy or anything like that, but it does have a glow. Yes, very satiny glow. So if you don't like, you know, a whole bunch of shimmer in the inner corner, or you don't want to put the sparkly shades in the inner corner, you can use this. And I kind of brought this down more than I want to, so I'm going back into Plum Cabaret and just covering that up a bit. And then I do want to take that shade again, Skin Tints Glow, for the brow bone highlight. And I wanted to show you, like, this is a really beautiful subtle brow bone highlight just because of the satiny formulation. So just gives you that sheen right there. I don't know how else people use the Skin Show shades, so if you use the Skin Show shades differently, let me know. And I'm just gonna take my brush, just make sure it all looks good and seamless. And we have our first look with this palette. Let me know what you think about it. All right, I'm gonna get my liner and my mascara, and then we're gonna close out the video. So I'm back with the final look. I love it. I absolutely love it. I looked at it, I took a picture like with my eyes closed, like to make sure. I was like, you know what? Yes, okay, yes. This look, so good. Let's just zoom in one more time on this. Yes, y'all. Okay, so to finish off this eye look, I just used a brown matte liner from Charlotte Tilbury, and I used the Benefit They're Real mascara. That's it. So, okay, final thought. Was I underwhelmed with the reveal of this palette? Yes, I was underwhelmed. However, I think if she came out with this for any other number but 10, I probably would have felt a little bit different. I just, like I said, was waiting for like all like when she revealed the blush. Okay, she revealed the blushes and I was like, okay, there's 9. Okay, oh, okay, there's a highlighter. Oh, okay, oh, there's a quad. You know, you see what I'm saying? I was kind of waiting for that because I felt like this is kind of a significant palette, being the 10th palette. She released the liner with this, the brown liner. I did not get that, but again, I can't be mad at the simplicity. Now, when I think about, you know, the last 4 palettes now with the rose theme, you know, I know we're all kind of like waiting for something else. And I think that if you acquired her older palettes, like the way that I have with all of these magnificent color stories, that's what I'm waiting for to come back, because they were so inspiring and so creative, and just the color stories were just outrageous, like outrageous. I filmed my entire Pat McGrath collection. I won't have the Bridgerton palettes. I can link that video if you want to see all of the older palettes, because even though I wasn't a Pat McGrath fan when her brand launched, I didn't even know who Pat McGrath was, and I wasn't doing makeup. I did get all of the palettes, and I do own all of them except for one quad. Anyway, this palette to me is, if you don't like Divine Rose and it's too boring, but Divine Rose 2 was too loud, and then Utopian Dream was just too pink, this is the answer to all 3 of those. That's how I feel. So I don't really know what else could be done along this theme at this point, because I think everyone's covered. The neutrals, the pink lovers, the duochrome lovers, we are all covered. So, you know, Pat McGrath can set her own trend, and I know that she knows that. She can do any color, and she has done the greens and the blues and the vivid reds and purples. She's done all of that. So it's not like she doesn't know she can't do those things. So, you know, this is the vision and what she saw for Mothership 10. And you know what? I am now here for it, because this look to me is so beautiful. And one of the things that I notice about me and makeup is when I really connect with a brand, I feel like the looks always come out good. And I always feel like that about anything that I put on by Pat McGrath, even if I don't like the palette. Like, even though I'm not a huge fan of the Bridgerton palettes, once I put them on, I'm like, but this looks really good. You know, Divine Rose 1, I used that a couple months ago. I actually was supposed to be filming some more looks with it to put for a palette rotation. I did a look with that and was like, but this is good. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I feel. Last week I watched Mel Thompson's review on Utopian Dream, because I was so upset with Utopian Dream that I didn't watch any reviews. I realized I missed that video from Mel Thompson, and I was like, damn, she made that palette look so good. Like, you know what I mean? So Pat McGrath isn't gonna put out like a bad product, in my opinion. That's why she's like one of my favorites. But you know, it's whether or not you connect with the brand and the color story, you know. And I use the word safe. This one feels safe. I could wear this every day to work. I could take it on vacation. I could do an evening look, a day look. And like I said, maybe from right here, it might not look like much, but when you get up on it, like, and just see that special shade, that sexy shade, it looks great. I could also pull out some of my other singles and kind of enhance the palette with those, you know. So I think the bottom line is, have we seen more creative color stories? Yes. Have we seen more creative color stories from Pat McGrath? Yes. And I think at this point, and I've only been doing YouTube for 2 years and wearing makeup pretty much for the same amount of time, I feel like I've seen it all. It's really hard for me to see something and be like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. But this is a beautiful palette. The quality is great. The mattes are beautiful. Like I never have an issue with her mattes. I never have an issue with her mattes or her shimmers. So again, this is going to be another successful Mothership palette. You know, could you wait for this to go on sale? I would say, yeah, you can. I don't feel like at this point, I don't know if I feel like anything is a, oh my gosh, you need to have this right now. I don't feel like that about most makeup now at this point. And we know it all goes on sale. Utopian Dream went on sale, not right away. So if you can't wait, like I couldn't wait, you know, because I thought I was going to just wait and get this on sale. If you can't wait, get it now. If you can, I will wait for a sale. because Pat McGrath has been having a ton of sales, which has, you know, really made her brand more accessible to a lot more people that wouldn't get to try her brand otherwise. So this one eventually is going to go on sale. It'll probably be a while. But yeah, if you weren't wowed by it, but was like, you know, this looks good, wait for a sale. That's what I say. And that is going to be it kind of for this first impressions video. But I would like to come back and do some more looks. Now, the last thing that I do want to say is I don't know the amount of variety you're going to get out of this one. I have to play with it a bit more. But these two mattes are very close, and those are pretty much your transitions. I think that you can blend this out to be a transition shade, but I still think this is going to be too deep for some people for a transition. They may not like the smoky deep shade for a transition. So I am not sure of the variety that this palette is going to give you, and that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I think the good thing about it is pretty much no matter what colors you put together, it is going to be fine. Like, your look is going to be fine. You probably really can't make many mistakes with how you put these colors together. So I see the mauvey looks. I see kind of these neutrally golden, maybe a bronzy type look. Those are pretty much the two looks that I see. And then we have this special shade, which really does kind of take things to another level, and you can mix and match within that. So I think it's a solid palette and a solid release. I just don't think it's going to wow everybody. You know, it's cool. Like, that's how I feel. I feel like it's cool. That's it. And you know that when I do my July roundup, I will talk more about the Mothership 10, because I will have had a chance to do more with it and to play around with it more and experiment and see. So I love how this turned out. I love just how all of her products look. Like, this is a flawless finish, like, for real. Like, I took pictures and I felt like it had a filter on it. You know what I mean? The foundation looks good. The concealer, the under eye powder is so good. Like, once I discovered that this year, I don't really use any other powder for my under eye. The highlighter, this one is a beautiful natural highlighter. And the blushes, Desert Orchid and Nude Venus, yes. Her lip glosses are my favorite lip glosses. I don't really wear any other lip glosses. Like, the sheen, they're not sticky, they smell good, but it's not overpowering, and I don't need a liner. Like, this is just beautiful. I do not have the Dark Star mascara. I had that one in Fetish eyes, and those are nice too. I just didn't replace them. I have a lot of other mascaras to just try, and honestly, I have a lot of cheaper mascaras that are good too, but her mascara is nice as well. So yes, y'all, let me stop ranting on about Mama Pat. But yeah, y'all, let me know what you think about this palette. I know I had a lot of different feelings about it, but I am glad to own it. So thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me and Mothership 10. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. So until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice. Stay safe. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Hello.
Hey.
What you doing? You recording?
Yup, you know it. Yes, me and Pat are here.
Oh, you got your new palette?
You know it.
You like it?
Yup.
After talking all that trash about it.
I did not talk that much trash about it. I said that if I created a mothership, you already saw the mothership I would have created. So I was waiting for like an explosion, you know? All right.
All right.
I love you.
You too.
Bye.
Block